Hello and welcome to the back nine of our round one feature card at the Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Barbasol and Grip 6. It is the Disc Golf Pro Tour Playoffs. This is the first of 3 events. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your 2 hockeys.
Honk.
Honk.
Yeah, playoff. Last year we had MVP and Green Mountain Championships. This year D-Glow and MVP, which will be after Worlds. So kind of interesting, getting towards the later half of the year here.
Mm-hmm. Not the end. Yeah, last third.
Yeah.
Battle down the last third.
Check out Scoggins. She is 4 down through the front 9. She's tied for first with Kat Murch, Juliana Korver, Jennifer Allen, Alexis Manduhano, Lucky Lorenzen, Colin Hanley, and Hansen, who's on our feature card, all tied at 2 down. Missy Gannon, 2 bogeys, 2 birdies. She's even. Catrina Allen struggling on the front, looking for some green on the back.
Looks like to be in the top 10, you got to be under par, and that's no surprise out here at Tobaggan.
Hole 10 is a par 4. It's an uphill 507 feet. Very uphill. You're just trying to land kind of where the hill crests. There's a couple of flat areas, but most likely you're going to be dealing with some uphill footing. Sets up for a sidearm or backhand turnover upshot with a low ceiling. No OB, but anywhere not on the short grass can be really rough.
This looks like it goes downhill before it goes uphill, but it doesn't really.
Just a little.
Just a little. It's 62 feet of elevation gain.
Wow.
Mostly you feel that on this hole.
Own in a pretty typical landing area for like a good shot. Ella trying to go huge but turning over. Do you remember the wind here?
Whoa.
Like left to rightish?
Whoa.
That's massive. That's probably good for birdie,
Yeah,
honestly.
she might just have a little chip shot. We'll see what she's working with down there. What did you ask?
Do you remember the wind?
It was a tailwind, I believe,
Okay.
here, / maybe a little bit left to right.
Mm-hmm. Missy, that looks like a nice, powerful shot there with an ESP Thrasher. Solid.
Certain parts of the course you can't really feel the wind, though. It's blocked by these hills. Other places, swirly and gusty.
Katrina looking to find some birdies. This is a gettable one, but not necessarily one that you're counting every time. Katrina going to be short right. Actually, still a chance to get some kind of a look, but pretty awkward.
Yeah, those branches that you can see are trying to navigate underneath right now, they're pretty low hanging, so you can't just sky one to the green like you want.
That was well done from Katrina. Owen loves this. Is that a Halo Destroyer? That pink and blue one? It's gotta be. She throws this thing all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to get a big flare skip off the screen, though, because you can very quickly roll downhill to the right.
This is such a good spot for Missy. Like, that was a smash off the tee. You can see that kind of falling follow through down the hill. Classic D-Glow.
Ella,
the least classic drive I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right.
We like it.
Just square the tree and
carry uphill.
Get to 15 feet. How did it? It's fine.
Know.
It's fine. Good shot. Whatever.
She throws it so hard. It probably just spun right off the bark.
All right. Get the birdie. Come on. You can do it. I always find it really hard converting. That's a terrible rule. Converting birdies after a good break. Like, I don't deserve this. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, sometimes I feel that way.
No, I do understand.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good run.
Yeah, no, you feel a little guilty for sure. And that shame will like carry over sometimes into your putt.
We should just maybe schedule like some therapy and not talk about this on coverage. Missy high on her birdie bid. Gonna ramp off and have a little bit of a comebacker here. Here we go.
Half the field got to circle 1 in regulation, with 41% of those converting for birdie.
Let's see if Owen can get some more green. She can. 5 down. That's fire.
So for last year, she's in the range right now where if she just holds on, she's one of the top scorers of the day.
Yep.
And this year with those lots of pinched OB and some hole changes, that definitely makes the course harder. She's coming out strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that scorecard.
Wow.
So pretty.
Cat Merch right there with her, though.
Keeping
5 down
pace.
through 10 on the chase card or the second feature card. Jennifer Allen right behind. Hole 11, 442 feet. We just came uphill, so we got to go right back downhill. This narrow gap between these two tall branchy trees. You can throw a backhand turnover or I like a forehand on this one. We have a short basket. The other basket is MPO only. We do not play it this weekend. It's, let's see, 62 feet of downhill elevation. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong hole.
I was gonna say, yeah, we just own work in the flex sidearm, Madison's preferred line.
64 feet downhill.
Okay. That's a great shot.
We had a right to left crosswind, kind of a headwind here. So a lot of the shots that we were practicing didn't quite feel as safe as they did then. You know, you find your shot selection and then you feel like you need to disc up a little here.
Yeah, the backhand did not feel safe.
Oh.
Missy gets a nice
Wow.
nice kick. Yep.
Shank birdie alert.
The old shank and birdie. That is unreal.
That's living right.
I'd pay $100 for a kick like that.
Katrina getting tangled up in that left guardian tree.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
That's the right one to hit if you're going to error because the right side can be brutal, but she's going to have a lot to contend with.
I would say dropping straight down like that is atypical, though. You usually get kicked off a little bit. I wish I practiced the sidearm the more I think about it. I only practice the backhand. Ella is high and early.
Ella wished she practiced it a little more. Yeah, that right side is so brutal.
Ooh, pretty. Little flex shot from Catrina here.
Pretty shot.
Wow.
Nice.
What a recovery.
Super touchy little standstill.
Ella in a strange spot. She'll have about 50 plus feet for a par save.
So even though this green is really hard to access, especially with the wind, this is not by any means one that you're banking on a birdie.
No. But also, you got to par it.
Yeah,
You just gotta.
you've got to par it.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that we we played the long pin 2 of the days, and I was pissed because that was a par 3 too. So I'm really happy we're playing to this pin all 3 days.
Yeah, it definitely makes
All
more
4 days.
sense.
What is time?
Yep. Ella airing one out high over the top. She wanted that par.
And just that uncomfortable tester range for bogey. Like you want it to be parked, and then you have to make a putt. And Ella is a little high, but sticks.
There were only 5 birdies on the day today, 15% of the 34-person field.
We watched Cynthia Ricciardi on our card get it. It was sick.
Yep, a circle 2 putt with a really nice backhand turn shot in this crazy wind.
Missy Gannon with that tree direction, parking it for birdie. Silly.
I feel like Missy smiles a little bit bigger when she gets those.
Totally.
She's like, she embraces it. She doesn't feel the guilt or shame.
Okay, she's a healthy outlook. Hole 12, uphill par 3, 267?
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Okay, it plays probably 60 feet uphill like every other hole. You just need to avoid the tree on the left early. That's probably the worst mistake. You see a lot of kind of slight turnovers that mostly land in circle 2. Super hard to get it all the way in the circle.
It says only 51 feet of elevation
only.
gained. But this one is definitely the steepest slope, I feel like, that we see most of the day. Like we're
Only
close.
51.
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of 60s, you know, but this one, you're just so close to the bottom of the hill that you literally are throwing straight uphill.
That
it
is
feels like.
true. Yeah. Missy gets to circle 2, as is pretty typical.
These low-hanging tree branches are perfect guardians from being able to get hyper-aggressive. You almost have to hyzer flip something up there, or if you're a genius like Owen, you can flick something through that gap.
She's still in circle 2, though. Ooh, this is pretty.
So good.
I think Catrina just outside the circle.
So this is another one of those weird holes where the percentages between getting to circle 1 and circle 2 are just absolutely wildly contrasting.
Oh, yeah.
Only one competitor getting to circle 1 and 60% of the field getting to circle 2.
Jeez.
So, yeah. 3% versus 59%.
266. It's so funny. Like last weekend, hole 15 at Idlewild's the same way. It's like under 400, the longest par 4 that's uphill. And this is the same. I can't believe this isn't 300 feet.
It plays very far. You're
It's
ripping
like 390.
rip a distance driver with the loudest grunt imaginable, circle 2. This putt is difficult as well, even from circle 2. You have to put a lot of leg on it just to get it to the basket. Ella, up closer to the basket than a lot of us will find ourselves. A little sideways bid.
Yeah, you don't usually see pin high. You usually see this uphill bid, which can get dangerous if you hit cage and roll.
There were 3 birdies today. Kat Murch, Jennifer Allen, and Maria Oliva. Wow, that's such a good 2.
Mm-hmm. Listen to that wind. Ooh, doggy.
This is as that front is first starting to show its face.
Yeah, it's up there in those really dark skies. Very menacing.
No birdies on our lead card on that hole. The shortest on the course.
Cat Merch now leading the way at 6 down.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
Hole 13, sharp uphill. Now we're going back downhill. It's a par 4 at 526 feet. We lose 70 feet of elevation. This hole is so fun. I love this sidearm. Put it out wide to the left side and let it hyzer ideally right down this very narrow fairway that's on the second half. A lot of times players, though, are bailing out right underneath that big tree you see in the middle, and you either have to contend with the right side rough and try to poke something through there, or you just have a pretty simple pitch up down the gully.
At only 70 feet of decreasing elevation, it's really pretty easy. Missy going backhand as she does and gets to the right corner of that secondary fairway. If you can get all the way down there, it's usually a pretty easy birdie. I love the sidearm.
Mm-hmm. Owen putting it a little high and hyzering out early, but being under that tree is not bad.
Yeah.
Everything just kind of funnels to this green. So as long as you give it the space to fly, it'll kind of head that way.
Yeah. It's a really nice philosophy. I dig it. Catrina catching that same tree as Owen, landing in front of it. From there, it's that pinched sidearm or maybe a patent pending backhand. Ella with a really stable, it's a horizon cloud breaker coming inside of that tree. And it's going to be harder, I think, for Ella to scramble.
Do you remember what the wind was doing here off the tee? Because everyone was like a little nervy throwing those shots.
It kept changing, remember?
Yeah.
We all had
it was
2
swirling.
discs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there is this... I thought she was taking the gap. Wow, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
What an angle. I was going to say there's a sneaky gap on the right that I thought Ella was lining up, but no, she just like smokes it through the actual gap. It's impressive.
Oh, and you see lined up perfectly with the gap. Just a simple little downhill hyzer shot to the green.
It's an easy 180-foot destroyer upshot.
Catrina throwing these little forehand shots so good all day, but gets tangled up on this one.
Yeah,
She'll be
just
in
a
circle 2.
Little too straight.
Missy with a more technical look.
Whew,
Yeah.
awesome.
60% of the field birdieing this one, 40% taking a par.
Yeah, this one's definitely a tweener. They used to have it as a 3. It was way too hard to birdie. Now it's pretty dang easy. Obviously, I think most of us prefer it as a 4. It is a fun shot to hit it correctly.
There were no bogeys on the day. Cool.
Owen moving to 6 down.
Wow.
Yep. Ella finding herself back under par. Catrina struggling still to find those birdies. They can be elusive out here. You don't even have to be that off either. Like just a little.
Yeah, Katrina's hyzer flip game can get very affected by the wind too.
What's happening?
A lot of fun, it looks like.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Cat Merch still leading the way though. 7 down through 13.
Wow.
Hole 14 is a new hole. We are teeing from the back tee pad where the MPO tee, but instead of going all the way up the hill from the, like we used to from the short pin, or the short tee pad, there's a short pin. There is OB left and right. The gap definitely, you're thinking about it a little bit. You can see how rainy it was in our practice days. You see a lot of like kind of shots that hyzer towards the right side OB and then fade. If you can get to the short tee pad, it's a pretty easy birdie.
You know what I just realized about this hole? It's flat. It's the only flat hole
And
we
it's
play.
brand new. They used to make us walk up the hill, but then we didn't get a throw down it, and everyone was pissed. I was like, why are we walking up this thing?
We don't go up unless we get to throw down.
Wow, it is flat. It just blew my mind. Yeah, it's kind of an easier hole. Kind of a breath of fresh air. This was headwind-ish, yeah? Oh, God. Duck and cover.
Oh no. It was a little right to left as well once you got out into the fairway, but it looks like it's polar opposite as this lead card or feature card plays through. It looks like a strong left to right.
Still head, though.
Yeah.
Ella's just flipped way too much. I think Catrina stables up to deal with the wind and hyzer's out. Still possible to save par. Ella really stable, though, and gets to circle 2. She's got like 55,
Oh, it is.
60 left.
It's like a screaming headwind.
Yeah.
Wow. Katrina giving the air space and the angle to get all the way to the green. She'll come up just short.
It is weirdly deceiving. Like, it's only 550, but it is easy to kind of short the green. I think that right side OB that comes in kind of close gets in your head a little bit. Not own, though. Just flexes it right at that out of bounds and gets to 14 feet.
Oh, her game. Her game. So impressive to throw that overstable of a disc towards out
I
of
know.
bounds.
That's what my caddy today asked. Like, why not a sidearm on the second shot? Like, because there's OB right there. Owen's like, oh, it's obviously a sidearm.
Missy plays to the wind perfectly. Almost hits metal.
Ella to save a par. Super long look. Oh, great bid. Great spin, too.
Katrina, the same, just from a little bit closer. Circle 2.
Yeah, 35-ish.
44% of the field taking a birdie on this one. So this kind of feels close to a musket.
Yeah, it does. I always hear musket, like a gun. Oh, okay, Owen. That's a birdie. The shame. There it is.
Missy, more green on her scorecard.
Yeah, moving to 3 down, which is really solid.
Nice little bounce back effort. Ella, unfortunately, going to have to card the bogey on this one.
She's been like flirting with even all day. Kind of bogey birdie feel of the round. Ella's so close on that circle 2 look. Looks like Cat Merch has fallen off the pace by a stick. She is 1 behind Owen.
Only 6 down.
Yeah.
Hole 15. Since the last time I was here, this hole got way longer and harder, but very fun. Your tee shot's very technical. I like a sidearm, but you can throw a backhand turnover if you want to get super aggressive and try to progress way far down the fairway. Right and left, although not out of bounds, is extremely dense. It can be very tough to progress forward at all if you're on either side. You can play this one for par and get that pretty easily, but the second you try to start pushing, you can find yourself in trouble so fast.
Do you think Missy's trying to flex inside line? I doubt it. but it's possible.
It's possible. It's actually, if you get past the initial tree, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it is. It's just that last tree is right in the way. Usually you see people go sidearm like Own outside, or Missy, who threw the backhand, you would still take the outside line and then turn. That's a great shot from Own.
The only thing about Own's play is the second shot, you're left with about 350 feet to the green, and it's a very scary shot with
Pretty
a lot.
dead straight.
Yeah, with a lot of shul on both sides. And is it downhill or uphill from that
It's
landing?
downhill then uphill.
Okay.
So I think it's, I think
Flattish?
aggregate down
Yeah.
just a bit. Ella had a huge sidearm there with her Horizon Cloudbreaker. Catrina gonna be shortest off the box here. She's gotta be just playing for par, like probably to the bottom of this ditch.
Yep. Super safe play. Love that. Breaking this hole down.
Own with one of her flippier Star Destroyers.
Wow. Working that right side.
Oh, that's the one thing. Those branches are right in the way for the flex. It's hardy. You kind of have to throw like a hyzer flip up for the backhand.
And the bottom of the hill is circle 3.
Yeah.
Not quite
Maybe
putting,
as you
almost.
start to go up, it's circle 2. Like there's a couple feet of flat. I think that might be circle 2.
Wow. Ella gets underneath those branches.
Should go deep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
Missy way up here distance-wise. A little bit awkward stance, and that disc is going to fade out. That bush she landed in can be kind of awful.
Yeah,
So
it can be really tough. You have to throw like a blind forehand turnover to get out of there.
Oh, how do you know?
I don't know. Just tell from the camera angle.
Obviously.
Catrina breaking the hole down into 3 sidearms, just settling for a par.
Own likely going to give this a bid here. Super uphill. It's going to be like 20 feet uphill. Probable statistic for all you guys. We know how you love that. Whew, good run.
Missing just high.
Don't get too greedy, Own. You have plenty of birdies. Oh, look. It's what you said.
And a nice little soft bid / layup from Missy. Ella from past the basket looking back down. She doesn't even try to do anything crazy.
Understandable, but boo.
30% of the field getting to circle 1 in regulation.
Oh, cool. Wow, great par. Catrina breaking up the hole. I think it's so hard to do what she did. If you're a little short off the tee, you think like, I can save it. I can get aggressive. And if you just play for par, like break it down, keep it in the fairway.
There were 4 birdies today. Juliana Corver, Danny Clyden, Paige Shue, and Cynthia Ricciardi.
Yes, Own reaction cam. So many emotions in those 2.5 seconds. She's still leading the way at 7 down. Cat Merch 6. Hole 16 is the same pin position and tee pad as it's been in the past, but it is now an island. No one I have talked to likes this change. It's 396 feet. This is the typical gap you're going to throw through. If you can throw a mid far, that is the play. It does play downhill. It's reachable with a mid. If you start to add some higher speed discs and need to flex something, that gap is pretty small. And if you miss, you can take it from where it went out of bounds if you crossed, or there's a drop zone at about 50 feet downhill with OB right behind the basket.
We had a right to left crosswind / headwind. It was really gusty and not consistent. I think to get to the short side of this island, it's about 330. Is that right?
Downhill 330.
Yep.
So it feels more like 300, but kind of on a rope. Like you can see Missy and Own are just low, because if you put too much air under it, it never works.
It feels longer than 300 to me. I feel like it's an absolute smash. And
To park it, yes, but to get just barely in bounds? Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh my God, get it.
Wow. C-line MD3. That's what I'm talking about. That mid-range play is so cool.
Well, if it's a mid-range hyzer flip to flat shot by Ella, it is every bit of 400 feet.
Yeah.
And I like this play from Catrina.
Just needs to miss that tree. Yeah. Obian.
Yes. But like throwing a disc like that with some hyzer, if you don't get it to flip up at all, there's no way to make the island. Like Erika said, you can't really hyzer something to this green.
Yeah. This is a super risky putt. That OB line is maybe 10 feet behind it, and going downhill, you can find it quick with an aggressive run. On with trying to lay up, she said.
The wind was so crazy on this green.
Crazy. Yeah. I would be surprised if they keep this change. I don't think it plays very well for FPO.
No, this played is the hardest hole statistically of the day. There was only one birdie. The wind is making it play even
That's true. We'll
more
definitely
difficult.
see some more birdies, but it's just a little too punishing.
There's our one birdie, Ella Hansen.
Okay,
There was-
really graceful disc pickup too.
There was only 5 pars and 82% of the field with a bogey or worse.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Own. Just making fun of Ella. That's fantastic. She's like, oh.
Wow, what a great birdie.
No kidding.
So good.
Getting 2 strokes on 80% of the field.
Talk about on a rope, too. That shot was incredible.
Yeah, gets her back under par. I'll give you some momentum with 2 holes to go.
Hole 17. This one is not one I think that you're thinking about being super hard, but the wind today made this tee shot very scary. It was a right to left / headwind. There's out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side by that berm. The right side has no OB besides the road early, but that rough is so brutal and would instantly add a stroke. It's a par 5, but I think a lot of people are trying to play it for birdie, but this tee shot, man, scary today.
It is scary. And you don't have to throw very far on any of the shots. You can throw 275, on every throw and get the birdie. But this was the absolute worst wind for this. Ella doesn't really care, though, I guess. Oh, no, it is out. Is it out?
It's right. How?
Oh, it's out.
I was like, how did that check up?
Yeah, that's the problem. As soon as you show that hyzer angle, it tends to find the OB. You need to push really straight. Like, this is in danger. Yeah.
And that wind was the perfect direction, right to left / head, to just push your disc straight left.
Yeah, Madison went sidearm today off the tee, and I was like, oh, I never even saw you practice that, because she didn't, because the wind was just crazy different.
Missy throwing something flippy to try to avoid that.
It's fine.
Yeah, it worked out great. It can be a little sketch there. If you throw it low, you can easily roll out of bounds, but that worked out.
Yeah, the footing's a little rough right there. It might be just kind of a standstill sidearm. I love this play. I like throwing right at the bush and then fading, but my disc did the same thing. That wind just kind of kept it too straight for too long.
I honestly thought Ohm was just going to throw a flex shot, just like perfect, like what wind?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is a little sketchy. I was going to say either challenge the OB and then fade in, or kind of end up on the right side. It's really hard from that corner to land in bounds with the sidearm. And the thing is, Missy doesn't have to get to that corner that we see that one spectator at. It's nice. It makes an easy birdie, but you can still birdie if you lay up short.
Yeah, do you just have to land it in the middle?
That's
in reality.
great.
Yep, that's fine. And it's pretty wide open on that right side. You can't hyzer something up to the green, but there's a straight shot.
Catrina luckily did progress quite a ways before going out of bounds. She can definitely save par.
She makes it to that nice little landing zone where it's pretty straightforward. This basket is perched on a hill, though. If you go past it on your approach, you can very easily go roll downhill behind the basket.
I was curious how big Ella was going to go here, and the answer is huge.
Wow.
Wow. Like, she still has a long putt for birdie. Nuts.
Crazy from out of bounds. Owen throwing a huge flex shot. This is so good.
Yeah, it is good. It can be a little rough if you land short there. Owen gonna have a long birdie look.
Missy from the middle of the fairway, not quite to the landing zone, but with an open hyzer shot, it looks like.
I thought she was gonna go Anheuser for a sec.
Me
but
too.
That worked out pretty well.
That's a great spot. She's up on the flat.
Definitely a little lucky through those trees. There's that Missy smile.
The big one. The big lucky smile.
Like, yeah. Got it.
Catrina to save par. Just got to get up to this green.
Perfect. Nope. Sit. Okay.
Right.
It was good.
Yeah. Thank you to that glacial erratic.
Ella probably trying to give this a little floaty run. Or just layup.
Really nice layup.
Owen gotta be sending it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She's lining it up.
I love when you can just see the little head. Oh, sweet.
Yes. And just so linear still.
Yeah.
She doesn't give it any extra height. It's
No.
just dead straight.
Doesn't need it. To go 7 down. Wow.
She's making it look easy today.
She really is. Her pretending to miss picking up her mini is still getting me. That was funny.
What a great par save.
Yeah.
After a little unfortunate break on the green. Nice putt.
Missy for birdie. Ooh. Good catch. The lucky smile.
It's back. Back to back. Ella with a par after going out of bounds. Nice save. Gave herself a look for the bird.
Owen leading the way. Lucky Lorenzen now in second place at 5 down. Cat Merch 4 down. Hole 18, it's the same tee shot we've seen. You usually see a sidearm or turnover backhand. Through here, you want to land about halfway up or farther if you can. OB left and right. New pin placement. It used to be right at the top of the hill as a par 3. Now it's a par 4, 495 feet. This is a really tight, risky second shot. You can see there's a couple of fairway trees. You can throw a sidearm. You can throw a backhand. It is, I don't know, even if you have the best drive of your life to the top of the hill, it's a pretty risky second shot. I actually like this, though, better than the par 3 at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I agree. What a nice looking tee shot from Missy. It's so hard. You're throwing so steeply uphill and you want your disc to turn, but you can't turn too much because of that new OB line. But the sidearm play is safe, and I think the backhand play is risky, but she makes it look easy. Owen follows it up with a textbook sidearm.
I think the sidearm's kind of tough. I don't know why. Just the hill. Like, I always
It's
wanna
hard to
flex
just get
it,
distance.
And that tree is kind of like in my head.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Although Ella almost hits that tree on the backhand. Oh.
Is that off the stake?
Yeah, it was off that log, I think.
Yeah, this plate is the second most difficult hole of the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you heard Erika quickly talking about all the out of bounds and stuff you have
I
to deal
did
with.
really speed up my pace.
And that definitely adds to how difficult it is to score on this hole or just keep it in bounds.
This is a fun one, though, having everyone, hole 1 is right there, so having everyone from hole 1 kind of like lined up and watching you finish. I do think it's a better finishing hole.
Everyone just turns around.
It's great.
It's great. Missy not trying to get too crazy, just pitching up to the middle and playing for par. And I think a lot of players are doing that.
Not Own.
Not Own.
It's her favorite layup destroyer.
Oh, giving it air, too.
It's definitely going to be a little risky, but
Woo, that
it's good.
branch
It's good. I actually
was
think she
very nice.
I actually think she was in bounds without it. I think it was perfect.
You would.
I mean, you can't be president of her fan club without believing in her. Super smooth sidearm from Ella.
Oh, pushing the OB line perfectly.
Gorgeous.
So good. Ella just setting herself to birdie the 2 hardest holes of the day. Really?
Katrina, way up here on her drive, has a pretty, honestly, open and easy look at it.
That was a great drive.
Yeah, great drive, and I mean, a great second shot. Like, it still wasn't easy. It was just easy for this hole.
Yeah. The fact that she almost could see the basket, that's crazy.
Impressive. Missy with a little bit of a sidearm. You can just see the pin behind that line of trees.
Goodness.
All right, okay. Gotta earn that par putt for the final shot of the day.
Owned with a long look for birdie. There weren't many of these looks today.
Gosh, to go 8 down. Ooh. Good run.
Only 5 people got to circle 2 in regulation. Only 3 to circle 1.
Missy for a big par putt here. Nice to stay in that tie for 4th.
Nice strong finish.
Gosh, they don't even look hard. I made like a 22-footer on 18. I was like, oh, I'm so good. Great way to finish.
Katrina finishing out with a birdie.
On the hardest, second hardest hole?
Second hardest hole of the day. By only a little bit.
Only birdie of the day. Yeah, a little bit of a rough round for Katrina, but we got 3 more.
No, there were 3 birdies on the day. Katrina Allen got it. Holland Hanley got it. And Ella Hansen got it.
Yeah, to get to 2 down. Wow.
And everyone's stoked right now because we played in the rain so much, and now we're like,
the rain.
Yeah, we're like, let's get out of here. Let's eat lunch with a beautiful view of the rain.
Own Scoggins, hot round at 7 down. She will be joined tomorrow by Lucky Lorenzen and Kat Murch, tied at 4 down.
And that's right around what we saw for hot rounds last year, that
Totally.
7, 8, 9 mark. But the course is way harder this year.
It is harder, and the wind was harder. And Juliana Corver in a tied for 4th position at 3 down. Missy Gannon going to be in that tied for 4th top at Chase card as well. Should be nicer conditions, I think, tomorrow.
I think we're going to see way more people under par in the field. And I think we could even see someone best this 7 down. But that was a pretty lightning showing from Own Scoggins in this round 1 of 4. We do have 3 more rounds this week with no cut. So lots of time with the geese. Hope you guys are excited. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.